Hey everybody, this is Rev J with Rev J Rides. Would you take a look at the beauty that we're looking at here? Man, I mean to tell you, this is incredible. We're winding our way through the mountains. Some of this is in East Tennessee, some of it is in Virginia, and I'm told we're going to be in Kentucky today too. The guy leading us, his name is Billy Ray. He's an associate pastor at a church nearby and lives not too far from here, probably about an hour away. But he's familiar with these roads. And I'm glad of it. Next to him, behind him, would be Mark. Mark is a pastor in Jackson, Tennessee. And in Jackson, Tennessee, they don't have mountains and switchbacks and stuff like that. It's a pretty area in its own way, but this is some pretty spectacular riding. And then behind Mark, you have Joel. Joel is right in front of me. Joel is also a pastor, not from Jackson, but not too far away there. He's in another town, just a little ways outside of Jackson. So you've got three pastors up there. I'm a pastor. And then behind me, you have Frank Webb. Frank is also a pastor. He's in the Columbia area, Columbia, Tennessee. I'm in the Clarksville area. None of us have this spectacular of riding near our homes, other than Billy Ray up there. But boy, this is something incredible. The views, the roads, the fellowship that we have when we stop and we talk and share with one another. There's some jokes told. Of course, we all hoped that it would not be raining today, that the roads would not be wet. And the fact of the matter is, we probably would be going a little bit quicker if the roads weren't wet. And to be honest with you again, some of us are not mountain folks. We're not used to riding the motorcycle through the mountains, much less while it's raining or if the roads are wet. So I'm not saying we're scared or anything, but we might be a little more cautious than a guy like in the front up there with Billy Ray. It's a pretty area. I love all these turns, these curves, the mountains to my left. I have seen some places where, there's a big drop off here to my right. It's worse in some areas than others. It's just a pretty area. I don't know if I mentioned this, but the guy behind me, Frank, the guy who pastors a church in Columbia, Tennessee, he's on a Honda trike, a Honda with a trike kit. Now, most of my videos won't show behind me here. There is one camera angle that I might be able to get him behind me, but if you do see him, that'd be great. Other than that one camera angle, you might be able to see him in my mirror. Kind of watch for him. Every now and then he comes up in my mirror here. It's on a blue trike, Honda trike. It's a great bike. It looks like it's a really expensive bike. I think he got a real good deal on it though. The rest of us are on either Ultra Limiteds or a Road Glide Limited. I think there's 3 Ultra Limiteds here, Harley Davidson Ultra Limiteds. And then there's the one Road Glide Limited, which is the bike right in front of me that Joel rides. All of these bikes, or trike, are nice bikes. Smooth riding, we can ride all day long. We love to do so. Most of the rest of them ride quite a bit, but I think I may put more miles on mine in a year's time than they do. That's part of my ministry too, so That's partly why. All of this beauty out here in the countryside, in the mountains and the valleys in this area here, reminds me of the fact that God has made everything beautiful in its time. The Word tells us that. The Bible tells us that He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the hearts of men, yet they cannot fathom what God has done from beginning to end. Think about that. In our hearts, we know that there is something that lasts forever. There's an eternity in there that tells us there's more to life than what we see here. As beautiful as this is, everything's beautiful in its time, and there will be a time that this comes to an end. We don't know when that is, but everything is beautiful in its time. God did that. God also placed eternity in our hearts so we would know there's more than what the eye can see. The Bible also tells us that there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. That doesn't sound pleasant, but it's true. We might not like to hear that, but we really need to hear that. Just as this earth won't last forever, neither will our bodies. Here's a pretty area. This is Rogersville, Tennessee. This is real close to where Billy lives. Just really like these old buildings and the things around here in this city. You might go back on my channel and take a look. I did a video that was about Rogersville, Tennessee. I did what I call a Tennessee small town tour video.
Is that a church or is that a courthouse? I think that used to be the courthouse. I can't remember. It's a neat old town though, isn't it? I like this old town. Downtown area.
I was just talking with Joel about this town. To our left here, there was this old courthouse. It's kind of hard to tell it was a courthouse. It sort of looked like a church to me. But we both agree this is a pretty neat little old town. Joel and I both enjoyed this. I like that historical downtown district behind us, and I like these historical homes. The people around here sure do take care of their places well. It's rare to find one that's not just in pristine condition. I had an aunt that used to live here in Rogersville years ago. It probably would have been, I don't know, 35 years ago or more, I guess. 35, 38 years ago, something like that. So we've done all kinds of riding through the mountains, riding through mountain towns. Just a pretty place. Look at this church over here to my right. It's a pretty little old church. There's a bunch of those little churches around here. Billy Ray, when he sees them, he'll point them out and he'll say, I preached in that church before. He really has spoken in a lot of different churches around here. It's pretty cool. Billy Ray loves to talk about Jesus. Jesus changed his life and he knows it. And he loves to tell people about it. I'm sure the camera lens is getting sprinkled on like I am. This is some of the strangest rain I've ever seen before, because it seems like the sunnier it gets, the more it rains. There's another church. Wonder if Billy Ray has preached at that. Hey guys, if you would, please hit like, share, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this ride. I do these videos for folks that, number one, might not get a chance to ride themselves. Number two, for those who need ideas.